I'm back with another predictions video. I'm predicting AEW All Out 2022, and it's coming from it's coming to you on September 4th, 2022, from the Now Arena in Chicago, Illinois, at 8 p.m. Eastern, with the 0 hour pre-show at 7 p.m. Eastern. You can watch it on Bleacher Report if you're in the U.S., Fight TV internationally, and cable and satellite providers. I will also be going over the news, the fan questions, and things to expect as well. And also we'll be going over something else in a few minutes. Let's actually get into the news. AEW All Out will be shown in select theaters in Cinemark, AMC, Regal, Harkins, iPic, Imagine Entertainment, and others. Over 76,000 tickets has been sold for AEW All Out. This does not mean they're sold out. And even if they are sold out, most of those tickets are going to be sold by or bought by scalpers. AEW All Out Fan Fest is Saturday, September 3rd at 10 a.m. Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern, with exclusive merch, photo ops, and stage shows. And finally, AEW All Out Shop AEW.com sale has been started on August 31st at 1 p.m. Eastern, and ends September 5th at 1 p.m. Eastern, where you can get 20% off your whole order and free shipping on all orders $150 and above, as long as you use the discount code All Out. That's discount code All Out. And that's all capital letters. Now, before I go any further, I normally do facts and rumors with my AEW predictions video, but due to hardly any build, I don't have any facts to really go over for any matches, and I couldn't find any rumors. But I'm going to jump into the Fan Fest for a couple minutes. Now, the only event or stage show that I could find, they really haven't announced anything for when it comes to events or stage shows. And the only reason I found this was because of Ringside Collectibles, and that's a Jazzwares Q&A. Which I'm sure there's going to be on a stage show. But as far as the meet and greets go, now, it's only starting at 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Eastern. It's Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood, FTR. It's Roosh, Andrade El Idolo, and Jose the Assistant. Danhausen, Swerve Strickland, Keith Lee, Swerve and Glory, Claudio Castagnoli, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews, House of Black. From 12:45 p.m. to 2:15 p.m. Eastern, Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D., Athena, Wardlow, Orange Cassidy, or as I like to call him, the Orange Fuck, Brian Danielson, and Wheeler Yuta. From 2:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, Ray Phoenix and Penta El Zero Miedo. If I mispronounced that, I apologize. The Lucha Brothers with Alex Epernetez, Sammy Guevara and Tom Mello, Hangman and Anna Page, Thunder Rosa, Tony Storm, and Ruby Soho. And yes, I know Thunder is injured, but the problem is I'm not I'm not sure if she was like Sting at Double or Nothing, where she was taken out of the Fan Fest due to injury or not. And finally, from 12:15 to 5:45 p.m. Eastern, it's N.J. A.S., Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker. The Jericho Appreciation Society, Eddie Kingston, Pac, Jay Cargill, and Kidder Hogan, Max Caster, and Anthony Bowens, The Acclaimed, and then finally Hook. Let's actually get into the fan questions that I found. Now, I'm sorry that I'm going kind of quick with these. It's just it's pretty late when I'm filming this, and quite honestly, I want to try to get this done. First question: who should win the world title at AEW All Out? I will be answering that question when I do my predictions, and I'm gonna be doing smart thing here, just like the wrestling companies do, or just like in wrestling, you want to be saving your best thing for the end. So therefore, you have to watch it till the end to be able to find out. Are we going to see? Are we going to get Jon Moxley versus CM Punk at AEW All Out 2022? Yes. Well, Punk versus Mox main event AEW All Out? Yes. Excuse me. Is AEW All Out 2022 set to be another sellout? I'm not for sure, and like I said earlier, just because it's a sellout doesn't mean it's an actual sellout because of scalpers. Why aren't we getting a four-way for the AEW Women's World Title at AEW All Out? Well, originally we wasn't, and the reason being because no one really, Baker deserved it, I guess. Because I don't really want her to be champion again anyway. This might be ruining it, but who did you really have that deserved it anyway, to be in the match anyway? Because the only reason Baker's in the match, and along with Hikaru Shida and Jamie Hayter, is because Thunder Rosa got injured, and because Tony Khan feels like the only thing equivalent to Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa would be a four-way. What happened to Kingston versus the Guevara? Well, that match was originally planned for All Out 2022, but because of a backstage altercation between Kingston and Guevara, that Guevara was making fun of Kingston's physique, his appearance, and then Kingston swung a punch at Guevara. But according to Guevara, we don't know all the information, which he's right, we don't. We're just going by the information that we heard. Just because this is what's being fed to us, or just because this information is what was being fed to us, doesn't mean it's entirely true. Basically, I just think it was a miscommunication. And rumor is they made up for after that. But after that, I think Tony after things after that. I don't think he doesn't think that it'd be a good idea for them to be in a match together or to work together. Period. Because you don't know what they'll do. Next question: what happened to the buy-in? The buy-in is still happening, but the problem is they changed the name to 0 Hour, or as I like to call it, 0 Hour Pre-Show. I don't know why the name changed for. I thought the 0 Hour was just for Ring of Honor's pre-show, but next question: how long will the pay-per-view be? Probably the same as an AEW pay-per-view always is, in between 3.5 to 4 hours. No less than 3.5. Next question: why do we need a rematch? And this person was referring to Punk versus Moxley. Quite honestly, we don't. We don't need a rematch. The unification match that happened a week and a half ago should have been at All Out. They should have kept to that match for All Out, not at a week and a half before the pay-per-view. So Tony Khan, if you're watching this, which I highly doubt you are, but if you are, that was a stupid move. Will there be a world title match at the pay-per-view? Yes. Any teaser for the Joker? Not online, no. But I'll go ahead and say the next question too, which is which is the same answer. Who is the Joker? I say Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF. Getting to the last question. Wait, so Kingston versus Sami isn't happening? No. Due to what I said a little bit earlier. Now, I did mention about things to expect, which I'll get into that a little bit later. There are a few potential debuts that could happen, along with potential returns. I do have less debuts to happen, or less people to debut than I do returns. So I'll go over the potential debuts. CJ Perry, formerly known as Lana. The wife to Keith Lee, Mia Yim. Nitin Noel, formerly known as Tegan Knox. Excuse me. Renee Paquette, which is the wife of John Moxley. Tyler Breeze. And then getting into the returns. Now, some of these are probably unlikely. And I did leave out the ones that it's impossible for them to return because they just got injured not too long ago. Brian Cage, Christopher Daniels, Colt Cabana, Ethan Page, Breaking Kazarian, Jeff Hardy, Lance Archer, Layla Hirsch, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF, Mercedes Martinez, Santana, Paul White, Red Velvet, Riho, Samoa Joe, Scorpio Sky, and finally Shawn Spears. Now I did put in some of the ones that hasn't been on TV in a while, and then of course ones that's been injured. Now I did include Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Adam Cole too. Say the main reason I didn't include Bobby Fish is because I seen on the internet that his contract's about up, and it wasn't going to be renewed. And I didn't put Kyle O'Reilly because I seen that he just had surgery today, as of filming this, and this was filmed on September 2nd, 2022, after the countdown and Rampage. So I didn't include him neither. And I didn't include Adam Cole because of them both Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Put these over to the side for now before I go over other things to expect from the pay-per-view. Now let's get into the predictions for AEW All Out happening on September 4th, 2022 at 8 p.m. Eastern with the 0 hour pre-show happening at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's 1 hour before the main show. It's coming from the Now Arena in Chicago, Illinois. You can watch it on Bleacher Report if you're in the U.S., Fight TV internationally, and cable and satellite providers. Now, starting with 3 matches from, and I do mean 3 matches from the 0 hour pre-show. Let's get into the first match. If I butcher the name, I do apologize. I know I heard this name before because he's been on television, AEW television before. Tim Mitchell, Ishii, I apologize, versus Eddie Kingston. And this is the second time they fought. I believe I'm just going to refer to him as the Japanese dude. Because I don't want to butcher his name again. I believe the Japanese dude won the first one. So I do believe that Eddie's going to win this one, and then maybe not in the near future, but in the future, Eddie's going to, or they're going to have a third battle, and probably like a 2 out of 3 falls type match. Second match of the 0 hour pre-show, and it's for the AEW All Atlantic Championship. It's the Bastard Pack, the champion, versus Kip Sabian. This basically got started with Kip Sabian supposedly had the bots on his head in the front row at during Pac matches. Because Pac has been on a roll with the championship matches or defenses, I had to say that he's going to retain. Plus, he just got it back in June too, so. The next match and the final match for the 0 hour pre-show is the FTW Championship match. It's the champion, Hook, versus Angelo Parker of the Jericho Appreciation Society. Angelo Parker and Matt Menard's been calling out Hook for the last few weeks, wanting to try to get see if Hook is as real as he claims to be. But Hook is going to win. getting into the main show, it's a trios match. It's House of Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews. House of Black versus Miro, Darby Allin, and Sting. The winner, Miro, Darby, and Sting. Next match, Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs. This basically got started from them keep on losing their tag matches, and finally Ricky Starks said he wanted to lose, so Powerhouse turned on him. But I'd say Ricky Starks for the win. Next match, the AAA World Men's Tag Team Championship match, which was just announced on Rampage. Which Ortiz and Ruby Soho picked up the victory over Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti on Rampage, which got them this match against the champions, Sammy Guevara and Ty Mello. I believe where the champions is going to retain the match, or champions. The next match is the TBS Championship match. Jay Cargill, the champion, versus Athena. I think we have a new champion here. Next match, the AEW World Trios Championship match finals. It's the Young Bucks, or Nick Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks, with Kenny Omega, the Elite, versus Alex Reynolds and Dark Order, or Alex Reynolds and John Silver, the Dark Order, and Hangman Adam Page. I just think these titles are meant for the Bucks and Omega. So, Omega and the Bucks for the win. Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy, or as I like to call him, Jack Perry. This match, I can see them adding like a stipulation at the last minute for this match. Probably like a no disqualification match or a steel cage. But I believe if it was going to be a steel cage, they would announce it ahead of time. So I believe it's going to be more of a no disqualification or perhaps a false count anywhere. But I would say Christian Cage for the win. Next match is the Casino Ladder match, where the winner receives an AEW World Championship match. Now, before I give you the participants, I should tell you there is going to be a Joker in this match. So therefore, it's Claudio Castagnoli versus Wheeler Yuta versus Penta El Zero Miedo, or Miedo. Again, I apologize if I pronounce the name. Versus Ray Phoenix versus Roosh versus Andrade El Idolo versus Dante Martin versus the Joker. Now, of course, who I think is going to win? The Joker. That Joker, I'm going to go ahead and pronounce, claim or say who I believe is going to be and facing go face the world champion, the champion that he was going to face, or supposed to be facing at All Out. Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF. And let's keep in mind, he's better than you, and you know it. And I'll admit, he's better than me, and I know it. Next match is a trios match. It's Death Harwood and Cash Wheeler, FTR, and Wardlow, the Pinnacle, versus Sabin and Alex Shelley, Motor City Machine Guns, one of my favorite tag teams, and Jay Lethal. I think this match is pretty obvious who's going to win. The Pinnacle. Next match, Lionheart, Chris Jericho versus the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. This match basically got set up is when Bryan Danielson went up against Daniel Garcia, and he wanted Bryan wanted to shake his Daniel Garcia's hand, and Jericho came down and attacked him and ruined that for Daniel Garcia, which I do believe that there's going to be interference in this match by Daniel Garcia, and it's going to be a turn from Daniel Garcia, which he's going to be turning on Chris Jericho and going with Bryan Danielson. But I do believe that Bryan Danielson is going to pick up the victory here. This match is the AEW World Tag Team Championship match. It's Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland, Swerve and Our Glory, versus Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, the Acclaimed. I would like to see the Acclaimed get the winner victory here, but I do not believe that they will. So I go with Swerve and Our Glory here. Next match, the AEW Women's Interim World Championship 4-way match. It's Toni Storm versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Jamie Hayter versus Hikaru Shida. Now, I do not believe it's time for Dr. Britt Baker to get the victory or get the belt back yet. Because it's like too fresh. Like you just got that bend. It's like you just got that binge off. Literally, it's only about maybe within that March. Say that's kind of been a long time. March to September, but I think it needs to be at least about a year and a half before she gets the championship back, even if it is temporary. And it's been longer for Hikaru Shida because Dr. Britt Baker is the one that beat Hikaru Shida for the belt at Double or Nothing 2021. But I do not want to see Hikaru Shida get the belt back just yet. If she does, I want Dr. Britt Baker to get the belt back first, to become the first ever two-time AEW World Women's Champion, official, not just temporary, official belt champion, and then everywhere it's like 6 months to a year of reign for Brett, and then Hikaru Shida gets her championship back from the Doctor. But that leaves Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter, both willing. Both of them deserves it, but I'm going for Jamie Hayter. Next match and the main event, the AEW World Championship match. It's the champion Jon Moxley versus CM Punk. And I'm not going to go into it that well. But just because I believe there's going to be because I believe MJF is going to be returning, I'm going to go with CM Punk here. And I'm going to end it right there before the predictions. But as promised, I'm going to go over the things to expect from the pay-per-view while watching the pay-per-view. And I will show you the papers after I go through them. Now, things to expect while watching the pay-per-view is at least one debut and return. A Joker in the Casino Battle, a ladder match, a new interim champion, a number one contender for the AEW World Championship, the first ever champion to be crowned, which is the AEW World Trios Championship match or championship. The and add the stipulation maybe and I'm referring to the Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy, or as I like to call him, Jack Perry, and finally interference, and that's specifically for the the American Dragon Bryan Danielson versus Lionheart Chris Jericho. Now, before we end it, scan it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up. if you want to be a hater, give it a big old thumbs down. I don't give a shit if you like it or not. I can give two fucks. But if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell down below as well. If you want to add me on Facebook, Donnie Langston. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Donnie Langston5. That's at Donnie Langston 5. You can make it easier on yourself. You can go to the banner on my main YouTube page, and you can click each link yourself, and it'll take you directly to my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you can hit the follow when you get there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.